Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sarah from Blue Ridge Literacy from my home in Salem, Virginia, bringing you some citizenship and civics questions. Today we'll be working on questions 13 through 25. Yesterday I posted practice for questions 1 through 12. As always, post questions in the comments if you have any. And we'll begin. So today we'll start with section B of the civics questions, systems of government. This section is a little bit more complicated, so I will be including some graphics. I've posted the link for these graphics in the description of the video. Ready? Question 13. Name one branch or part of the government. Name one branch or part of the government. There are multiple answers for this question. As always, you only need to reply one answer in order to be marked correct when you go and take your citizenship test. Possible answers are Congress, legislative, president, executive, the courts, and judicial. So first, let's break down this question a little bit. The question is, name one branch or part of the government. When we say branch, we're referring to, you can think of a tree and the branches that come off the top of the tree. So we're going to mainly be looking at this graphic today. 3 branches of U.S. government, and this is posted by USA Gov. So there are 3 main branches of the government. What we hear most from is executive. Executive includes the president, the vice president, and the cabinet. And we'll get into the cabinet a little later on. The judicial branch of the government includes the Supreme Court. There are 9 Supreme Court justices and other federal courts. The last section is legislative. This includes Congress, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. Because this is a little complex, I personally find it helpful to look at an infographic or an image that can help explain the different sections. So one more time, the question is, name one branch or part of the government. Possible answers are Congress, legislative, president, executive, the courts, judicial. You only need one correct answer. Question 14. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? So I'll refer back to this. We have our 3 main parts of government as well as underneath. 2 possible answers for this question. Checks and balances. Separation of powers. So no one branch is higher than the other. Each branch technically has equal power. And like a scale, each branch should provide for checks and balances. Question 15. Who is in charge of the executive branch? Who is in charge of the executive branch? Executive. The president. Executive branch, the president. The president now, of course, is Donald Trump. So Donald Trump currently is the president. He is also in charge of the executive branch. Question 16. Who makes federal laws? Who makes federal laws? There are three possible answers for this question. Number 1, Congress. 2, the Senate and House of Representatives. And 3, U.S. or national legislature. So if we go back to our chart, we can see that the legislative branch has the Congress, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. So this branch mainly is in charge of making federal laws. Question 17. What are two parts of the U.S. Congress? What are two parts of the U.S. Congress? The Senate and the House of Representatives. The two parts of Congress are the Senate and House of Representatives. Question 18. How many U.S. senators are there? How many U.S. senators are there? 100. 100. There are 50 U.S. states. There are 100 senators. There are 2 senators per state. Every state has 2 senators. Question 19. We elect a U.S. senator for how many years? We elect a U.S. senator for how many years? 6 years. 6 years. We elect a U.S. senator for 6 years. So I want to take this moment to make a brief comment for anyone that is studying to become a naturalized citizen. Many people will choose to study with the flashcards that we provide or written documents that they find online. My best suggestion for you is to listen to an MP3, to watch a YouTube video, or to tune in directly to this Facebook video, because you will be asked the questions by the officer at the USCIS base in Norfolk, Virginia. So it's not so important that you can read the questions, but that you can listen and you can understand and reply. Question 20. Who is one of your state's U.S. senators now? Who is one of your state's U.S. senators now? Two. Mark Warner, Tim Kaine. Remember back to question 18, there are 100 senators. There are 50 states, so that means each state has 2 senators. If you live in Virginia, your senators are Tim Kaine and Mark Warner. Some of these questions will depend on where you live. So if you are living in this region of Roanoke, some of your answers will be different from someone who is living in Texas or California. Just be aware of that. Question 21. So I'd like to go back to the U.S. senators now. Now we'll go on to question 21. 21. The House of Representatives has how many voting members? The House of Representatives has how many voting members? This is a 3-digit number. 435. 435. Big number. Remember, we have 100 senators. Each state has 2 senators. We have in total 435 US representatives. How many per state? So here is an important plug for the US Census. We will all be getting a packet to fill out for the US Census to each household next week. It's very important to fill this out accurately and record how many people live in your house. This number is our population. How many people live in Virginia? Depending on your state's population, each state is broken into different congressional districts. So it's very important that each person living in the United States is participating in the census and gets counted as a number. This information directly affects funding, federal funding that is provided to each state. Question 22. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? 2 years. This is a short term. Senators are 6 years. President, 4 years. U.S. representative, 2. Representative, 2 years. Question 23. Name your U.S. representative. Name your U.S. representative. This question will depend exactly where you live. For example, I live in Salem, Virginia. Salem is part of the 6th Congressional District of Virginia. There are 11 total. Salem is part of the 6th Congressional District. My U.S. representative is Morgan Griffith. So if you live in Salem, your U.S. representative is Morgan Griffith. If you live in Roanoke City, Buchanan, Vinton, or parts of Roanoke County, you have a different U.S. representative. I think most students who study at BRL are located in these areas. Your representative will be Ben Klein. Ben Klein. If you live in Roanoke City, your representative is Ben Klein. If you're not sure who your representative is, feel free to write in the comments and I can reply. Question number 24. Who does a U.S. Senator represent? Who does a U.S. Senator represent? I'd like to reference this chart one more time, and we can just look at the side over here. Legislative, Congress, Senate. Who does the Senate represent? All the people of the state. Again, who does a U.S. Senator represent? All the people of the state. So we have 2 U.S. Senators in Virginia. We have Mark Warner and Tim Kaine. They represent every person, young or old, that is living in Virginia. Question 25. Why do some states have more representatives than other states? Why do some states have more representatives than other states? This question has three possible answers. They're all phrased a little bit differently. Because of the state's population, because they have more people, because some states have more people. So it doesn't necessarily depend on the size of the state. For example, New York is a fairly small state, but it has many people that live inside it. So the key is the population, which is why it's important to complete the census. This can give the government more information about districting and getting funding and information to certain areas. So folks, that's all we'll work on today. That was the Civics Citizenship questions, questions 13 through 25. I'll be posting more tomorrow and at least one each day as long as our classes are suspended. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I hope you're practicing at home and staying safe and healthy. Have a great day.